Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the LG Ultragear presents the Esports Club Challenger Series, powered by ZOTAC. An aggressive, we've enjoyed a very good day yesterday. It came very, very close to the wire last night. Things got very heated, and today we have one best of three. So I thank TEC for this. They know that two matches are chaotic, not only for us but also for the audience, considering the way it ended. Today, it's gonna be one best of three, but as a best of three that decides one team's fate in the tournament. As we're going to trace through this lower bracket run, things are going to get heated, and we have the hottest team in the lower bracket so far, that being EG, taking on Metal Esports.
Yeah, it's not gonna be a simple battle for metal whatsoever. They're in a pretty tough spot, I would say, in general, because of the way that it all is gonna pan out. Personally, I would say that okay, metal, they have the experience on their side. The players on the individual level, they know what the hell they're doing. They've been at the top of pretty much every single scene. Then you have Ezzy, Godvexy, who are also part of the old Enigma roster, and we know how strong they were. They have an inkling idea of how to play around the entire map, but after the iterations, after the changes to Enigma and their own editions of their players, it was a completely different feel. Not only is Enigma strong when it comes down to the sense of firepower, but they also know how to play the strategic aspect that the old Enigma did. Now, matches are going to be happening, and in a way, I'm really going to be looking forward to the players to be the one to just take up the mantle. Who's going to be able to do it throughout this entire tournament, though? Hey, we got you covered. And let's head on over towards the MVP screen and see exactly who has been tearing up in the Challenger Series. And hey, Deathmaker on the very top, not really a surprise, but legit stuff from Revenant coming onto the picture is a completely different story.
Yeah, and if I'm not wrong, Rossi is very close to position 4. And yesterday, Rix's performance is no cap getting him to position for it. That's well deserved. So a chance now for Rossi to take a jab at this MVP standings. I'm surprised that nobody from EG have still found themselves up here, and I think it's right about time, isn't it?
I do believe that after this match, Rafael's going to make his debut.
Hmm.
That man, if he's not here on any form of an MVP standings for any tournament in particular, not just ours, you know for a fact something's wrong. Either with the back end or with the graphic.
Dude, today the matchup that we have in terms of both these teams, right? It's going to be very, very nice to watch. But also, let's take a quick look at the brackets to not only anticipate what we have for the days coming, but also maybe clashes in the future. M42, again, that victory that they had over Lethal Esports, very, very close to the wire, but they did get it out in the end. Good for them. We're going to be waiting for the loser of Reckoning Esports versus Revenant to see who's going to join them. And now, Medal Esports versus EG. The person who takes the W here essentially has to go and fight it out against True Rippers to keep that lower bracket dream alive, to make it to that lower bracket finals. True Rippers did perform decently the last time we did see them on stream against VLT, but they could have done better on some of those occasions. VLT simply completely locked down those post plans. It looked very, very composed what they were after. And this VLT versus EG, if it does end up happening, it's going to take a decent bit of time, right? So both teams will have a nice battle to face before they come to that war.
Yeah, it's still a pretty tough road for them to move it down forward. But then again, take it slow, take it steady. Don't overthink it just yet because you first need to go through the side of metal. And we know for a fact that their roster is nothing to scoff at. They have the experience on their side, they have the firepower, but I think that the team will take a lot more time to properly come together as a cohesive unit. Because
Yeah.
currently, as a team, they haven't been able to perform. But then again, it's the infancy of the squad, and they can easily grow up to be something in.
At the same, not at the same phase where some team like an M42 or Lethal Esports are in specific, but at a similar position, right? Still in a proving ground where players like Rossi, Buster, Badman, Godvexy, they have a very tenured past in this tactical FPS scene towards South Asia. So there's certainly very top tier names that if put together and given a good chance could prove it. But again, how many times have you seen a very good roster which should work on paper just fall through the finger just fall through your fingers? I mean, that was M42 for an entire year. There are multiple teams that had a lot of expectation but never were really able to deliver. And it all comes down to the chemistry inside the game and even sometimes outside the game, which I hope that a team like EG are able to completely show and display. Sure, the way they went down to the lower bracket was a little uncharacteristic and maybe on the back of Raw not feeling that well, but they're certainly turning heads by turning their complete form around. And I feel like this is when they're gonna add fuel to the fire.
This is where the real problems will start to arise as well. Now, when we consider how EG have been playing previously, let's talk about their last performance against Revenant. Revenant, they had a pretty stupendous run against Enigma. We didn't even expect the 2-0 to come on that regard. But then again, I do believe that Rafael was having a little bit more of an off day in that regard. The poor guy really didn't get that much of an impact throughout both of the matchups. Yeah, on the second map, he had a resurgence, but it was just not enough. The sheer raw power that was being brought onto the table completely shut down any form of advantage Enigma could have had. And hopefully today we're going to be able to see the performance that Enigma are known for: calm, collected, and composed. They should be able to do it though, OG, because these guys, they pretty much won everything. And the rumors are they have beat another big name in another tournament.
Well, right now it's not a big name that they have to face against, but that's the challenge, isn't it? They're in the lower
True.
bracket. It's going to be a best of three. They've already taken a small but significant L. Let's take a good look at the head to head as well to see who's going to lock horns and who we can expect to have a good duel in the server. I'm expecting this to maybe be a Rossi taking on Raw Fuel. I'm interested because both have something in the back to contest for that MVP standing, right? And as it stands, they have a long journey through this lower bracket. So they'll have ample opportunity to make up for that time and maybe bag a couple extra bodies on the way to number one.
Yeah, that's how the head-to-head normally does go. You get an idea of what we could be looking forward to when it comes down to the players facing off against one another. But then again, it doesn't paint that perfect picture of the team as a whole. You put the highlight on one player and you're always focusing on that fragger. We never really talk about the IGL now, do we? Or we never really notice how the IGL is playing throughout the entire map. We see the raw mechanical skill, the clutches, everything that could be done on the map to just squeeze out that round, even though you have no chance of winning it. You call that person the MVP. Not exactly. We need to give props where props is due, primarily to the IGL. And I do believe that both of these teams, they have solid IGLs on their side. And hey, both of them brought the cards. Madman and Antidote, you know for a fact that the fun will never end when these two are concerned.
I like how in this head to head, they're polar opposite. Batman is like game mode, he has that poker face ready because he ain't
He's the
gonna be
Batman.
bluffing. And Antidote is just laughing. It's like, hey, we're gonna peek.
What a perfect situation. But then again, hey, this paints a contrast. Batman, I nicknamed him the Boogeyman for a reason, the way that he's able to get himself into positions that he never really should be at. And I'm pretty sure that the people of the community know that as well. I call him that over and over again just because of the way that he can control the map and the way that he directs his team to control the map as well. And on the other end, Antidote, he's pretty much the same. He knows how to gain control. He knows how to exercise that control towards his team and give them proper calls to lead them to victory. And the fact that this is a battle of the leaders completely changes how I am going to be looking forward to this matchup. Whoever makes a better calls as an IGL will be the one to take it all away. Batman versus Antidote. I'm really excited to see what you're going to be doing as we head on down towards the map views.
Yeah, this map Vito, I think it's gonna be. Never mind.
Yeah, the
I was gonna say
trifecta.
it's gonna
Hey!
be that same old bland challenger series Vito and it is. Ascend, Haven, and Split back on the playing cards.
They've been
Dude,
here so often that I don't even care anymore.
at this point, with how I've seen Rexy absolutely ball it with that Killjoy and all three maps, at least Ascent and Haven, I know for an instinct that he might want to favor that Killjoy over any other Sentinel. It's already giving me somewhat of idea what EG are going to go for. The only thing is, what do Metal throw as a curveball to try and throw them off guard? Yesterday, we got to see how a double duelist composition looked like from Lethal Esports. Sure, you have that dive potential, but that doesn't really give you as much in respect of finding that opening frag. In fact, it was utility that was used against them on multiple occasions by M42, and that could be a similar case here, I feel. If there needs to be a curveball, it needs to come from Metal Esports, because as far as I'm concerned, EG's game plan looked rock solid both on Ascent and Haven.
All about trying to be consistent throughout their game plans. For now, consistency is on the side of it. We haven't really seen Metal pull off anything on that regard. But then again, as the players are still prepping up and getting ready, I don't know, man. Ascend being one of the maps where we know for a fact Enigma are going to be able to take this win. If they lose here, I don't know. I don't know what to say. Because statistics point to them taking this 100%. There's no way they take it away, other than the fact that Metal just pull off something so incredible and miraculous that they could just be going down in history. On the other end, Haven is also a map where Raw Fuel and his operator will be able to reign supreme. The thing is, if Raw Fuel is having a bad day, then Metal are going to be able to get away with it. Or if Metal are opting to go in for the strategy, I personally would say is the better one, opting for a KO and a Killjoy. It will paint a pretty strong picture, but then again, you need to make sure every single little bit of utility that you use in proper conjunction with one another so that you flush Raw Fuel out of any form of an angle that he can hold with that operator and just play around with him as much as you possibly can to make him feel uncomfortable. That is how Enigma can be beaten. You need to force them out of their comfort zone, and I really hope that Metal are able to do it because these three maps, they're the trifecta, and every team knows how to play this map down to perfection.
I'm just thinking now, apart from that standard double initiator composition, what else do Metal have to throw at EG? I think a double sentinel from time to time does work, but if you have that killjoy, you have a lot of utility lockdown at one side, which allows you to get aggressive at the other. And since a map that kind of works in a yin yang kind of fashion, you need to get aggressive at one part of the map while you need to set up and expect aggression at the other. Common places that you do take aggressive angles are towards mid or towards a short from time to time, but it's very dependent on your setup, not only for your duelist but also your initiator. Do you think that if Metal Esports try to go for something a little more wacky, like I'm trying to think out loud here, maybe something like a double duelist, double initiator alongside a controller, maybe scrap that sentinel, have more reliance on those fights and facilitating them? Do you think that could make a difference?
Possibly, but in a way that this map normally pans out, I don't know just yet. Metal, they need to pull off something that we haven't really seen and not play through the meta. Now, talking about what happened previously, let's consider Metal and their playstyle that we witnessed on their first initial matchup. Okay. How did
Yeah.
Metal normally play? They played very passive, opting for strong defaults, but that's it. They felt static. They just tried to move around the map without any form of adaptability, and their mid round calls really suffered because of it. Now, I want Metal to play a lot more aggressive. Do not, and I repeat, do not let Enigma have control of this. Ascent is one of the few maps where you, as the attacker and defenders, can just play like frisbees. Just throw frisbees at each other, and whoever catches it first and throws it back, it will be the one to take in control. It's the analogy that we're talking about. I don't know the perfect term for it, but think of it like that,
Yeah.
where you can easily gain control and you can lose it in a couple of seconds just to the usage of one ability. You throw a flash on towards A short, you have to give up A short control. The defenders back off a little bit, and now you're on a dilemma. Do you use your own utility to flush out the people who could be pushing on towards A short, or do you completely give it up and play from garden, play from inside of the site? You're giving up portions of the map so that you can retain your utility to hold a stronger position, or you use your utility to push the attackers back so that you can take them towards the B side, over towards mid, where the defenders are already holding and ready to take an engagement and possibly catch them off guard. These are the type of plays that should be going through the heads of Metal when they are going to be playing on their own attacking side. As a defender, they need to utilize their utility properly to shut down any form of an aggressive play that could be coming in from raw fuel. We didn't really see any of that on their previous matchup. It was as if Metal was doing their own thing without really any form of a game plan. And the game plan that they did have, yeah, we have three people on A, three people on two people on B, and then we just wing it and hope for the best before the rotations come. Strong setups are required, especially against it.
Yeah, and we've seen how that kind of pans out against EG, right? When you don't have your full setup completely panned out. A man like Raw Fuel, when he's so well facilitated, can easily rip through you like shreds. And while Enigma are gonna be on their defense duty, I feel like that's gonna be when things get a whole lot easier for them. In my eyes, I feel like Metal have the jump when it comes to their attack. Because as soon as the sides swap, the kind of regiment that EG have on their attack is just beautiful. And it's something that's not easily counterable. So I'm expecting there to be more of a deviation in that second half, and I want Medal to have at least a good opener so they find some cushion. Otherwise, this is going to be a quick 2-0.
In a way, statistically, you would say the 2 is pretty much the most probable setting for this. But then again, you can always disregard that because It's Valorant. Upsets are pretty much possible at any second. You could be
Yeah.
winning 11-1, and then suddenly you blink, and in the next second you're at like what, an 11-9, and then you're like, oh god, we don't have money. They can equalize, and how did we drop the ball this hard? The team starts scrambling. They start panicking. That's when the team with the more experience will come into play. They know how to control that level of panic and how to close out games. And Enigma, if they choke hard and if Metal are able to take map number one away, you know for a fact that this game is in Metal's hand and there is no possibility that they're not going to be able to take this. It all depends on
Possible.
map one, man. If
Yeah.
they win here, it's done.
I'm just thinking to myself, is this a map where you're willing to sacrifice a jet? I see a raise
Um,
realistically working out here because, again, narrow corridors both towards A main, B main. If there's a setup, you can try comboing it with your pain shells, or as the satchel showstopper does the job as well. So, is this something that Metal have in the back of their head? What do you think? Do you find that to be a different cup of tea that you might prefer on a map like Ascent?
thing is, Ascent is one of the few maps where I believe a jet is a necessity. Current meta wise, before any of the nerfs that are coming in the next patch, yeah, you have already played through everything, so you're gonna be the one to tell me instead. So the thing is, current meta, jet pretty much not necessary because the way that you play a KO, unless you have something really quick to facilitate the space that he gains through the usage of his own utility, you're not going to be able to do much. KO is one of the few agents that requires a secondary entry that is extremely quick to catch up to that flash as soon as it pops. And in a way, you could say the same thing about a breach, but a breach gets into a strong position and then can flash any corner without the enemies even knowing in most cases. You're not going to be able to react to a breach flash as quickly as something like a KO flash. KO functions the same way as a Sky, and the Sky also needs a fast entry to go on behind the um, blinding light to possibly get any form of value out of it. So on that end, yeah, race can work, but I'm still a firm believer that race doesn't really pan out that well on this map. You're playing a chamber in some cases if you want to, or maybe just not go in for a duelist composition at all. Play much more slow and methodical with possibly a chamber on your side. Just completely disregard the jet. You can do that, but for now, stronger composition. Jet is a necessity.
Hmm. Yeah, I also kind of really love the fact that in Ascent, KO has become so staple that
You
in
know
this
why?
map, yeah, exactly. It's very, very convenient, especially both towards A main, B main. The lineup is really nice for you to be able to find those crucial suppress, like especially with denying B main aggression, right? Things like that enable you to get very swift control, and Ascent feels like one of those few maps where the risk is felt in especially a professional setting. When you get into that matchup, when there's a KO, you very realistically know that there are going to be situations where utility ain't going to be on your shoulders to save you, and that's going to be either where big plays are made or big outplays could be even greater for comebacks, which is why we've seen some of them on this map as well, right? We've seen the resurgence of Knight Rider even through that initial phase when we were following them in the upper bracket, where they just completely did they fight face against True Rippers?
No, it wasn't against Rippers. Which one? Are you talking about Revenant versus?
Eh, One of the Revenue Esports game where the comeback was just beautiful, and it was on a sense. So it was a map where you know how crushing that first half can be. It kind of requires you to have that strong mental, right? That's where Enigma might have that small upper hand, and mind you, Enigma are going to be starting on the attack on a sense. So when you are going to be on the defensive half, that's why your mental should be tested more.
That's for sure. But at the same time, we are talking about Ascent. We are talking about a map that is heavily defender sided, and Metal is starting on the defensive side. So they have that edge. If they're able to take at the bare minimum for 7-5, they're going to be more than happy with the way that things are going. Down the line, though, ladies and gentlemen, the game is finally prepped up and ready. I'm sorry for all of the delays. The players were taking a little bit of time to get settled themselves back in, a couple of technical difficulties, but agent selection's up. We're going to be jumping straight into that. Finally, the speculations are over, and we can talk about exactly what the teams are going to pick up. I'm expecting a mirror composition. Yeah, both of these teams, they love the meta, and they're not going to stray away from it.
Are we gonna see the Sentinel? I think that's Rexy, so yeah, obviously.
Killjoy.
There we go. Yeah, standard stuff. Standard stuff. Rossi versus Raw Fuel, the duel that I've been waiting for, buddy. We're gonna see it. Jet v Jet. And with this mirror composition, it essentially makes both half very, very contentious, right? So it's gonna be heated from minute one. If you had to pick one player that you think could be the X factor here for either team, which would it be?
I do believe that. I think Buster is the biggest X factor for the members of Medal. And for Enigma, I would say Rexy.
Hmm.
Rexy is such a dangerous player that you don't notice him, but when he starts fragging, you check the scoreboard and somehow this man is on the top and not Rofu.
Dude, flashbacks to when Loki hit that 34 bomb on that
Yeah.
killjoy?
Yeah.
Oh, is that what you're expecting from Rexy today?
Yep. That's the thing. Rexy is one of the few players that you can never really predict how he's going to play and how he will perform. It's just insane to watch how beautiful he can be on the killjoy when it comes down to his defensive setups. And if he's able to get some form of utility to facilitate him, he's going to pounce on that opportunity and shut down his opponents before they even enter into the site. That's how it should go, but let's wait and see how it all pans out down the line.
Yeah.
Skins being exchanged, though.
YB. I think going through his notes. I think he's having a meal.
Yes, he's having some food. Makes me
Nice.
hungry.
Yeah, likewise, dude. But I think this should be like a meal for EG, in my opinion. Their experience is completely, I'd say, in belief of what could be a quick matchup. And Rossi, he believes that the short aggression would pan out in his favor, but he thinks the better of it. He understands the presence around mid and has given up a shot firmly. With that drone, he doesn't want to be revealed whatsoever. They're not going to try giving away any information as they try to force the fight now towards this wine long position. The utility, half decent, but not given any pressure whatsoever behind that peak. Finally, the trades come through, but it's now EG on a minor back foot.
Oh, RBK! That peak just absolutely demolished any hopes and dreams that Metal could have had to turn this one around. Bad man. They already know his position. He got a kill onto A main. They're gonna run out of B, get that free plant, and just do whatever they want. Raw Fuel should be able to find this pickup, but I think Badman has the better timing in comparison to him.
Yeah, Fuel is very, very low in HP.
Better timing.
Needs to be the clutch of his lifetime if Batman tries to pull off a berserk play. Has a very, very limited set of utilities, so it's gonna be a very decisive move that he needs to make, and EG can't lose this without giving it to him in a silver platter. Him being vulnerable already adds to the misery, and Rexy takes him out to the turret. Dude, that is something that I didn't expect to see, but you gotta see everything, don't you?
Apparently the turret's name is Tommy.
Really?
A lot of people just call the turret Tommy from now on. Yeah, I've seen this on Twitter as well. Everyone just calls him Tommy.
Okay, so they named it now.
Hey, we named the Roomba something as well. I forgot what's its name.
Well,
Yeah, the Boombot's name is Roomba. What am I saying? The Roomba is Roomba. God damn it.
You fell for your own trap. Oh, goodness.
Just like Ezzy did here in this situation. He thought he would just sit on the corner, completely get caught off. Excali from the sideline shuts down Vexy. And this is just cleanup duty. Not much they can do. Possibly just one kill. Not even that.
Oh.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah. Marshall makes
Maybe.
things interesting. Rossi. Swapping out to that Spectre. No armor on any of these players, so it should be like bubblegum, essentially, for EG to chew through this attack. Anchido's going to be playing close through that smoke, and he's going to be relying on this timing window to pan out in his favor.
Lagging? Oh, Rossi, I think his mouse disconnected! Wireless mouse problems, boys! Wireless mouse, I think his mouse ran out of charge. God damn, that's painful.
You know, I've been using a wireless mouse for almost a year. I'm so happy I've never had to deal with such a thing.
Dude, I had this happen to me so often that I'm literally unplugging my mouse right now and I'm putting it on charge. During one of my ranked games, this exact same thing happened. 4 people were walking right past me. See, you can.
Wait, it is a wired mouse though. Or did he just put the wire?
No, he just put the wire in. I'm pretty sure.
Rossi. A little bit of misfortune, but at least this did happen in a round where it was do or die and he was put in that situation, right? Now they're going to be on the full investment. So with Enigma now playing this bonus round, it should mean that Metal Esports theoretically claw back in this round. But again, that's theory, right? EG are pretty good at theory. They could find a way to work with this disadvantage, and it looks like they might set up a fast play. By the looks of it, maybe towards B.
The coach casually sipping some tea. He's just getting himself hyped up and ready
That's
to go into the position.
Are you a green tea guy or a chai tea guy or a
I'm
coffee
a
guy?
person. I'm a coffee person.
Uh,
Dude,
okay.
I literally was gonna make a cup of coffee before we got on broadcast, but we had no time.
I don't know, bro. I'm more of a tea guy. You know, I can make different kinds of tea, different kinds of bases for the tea, different kind of tea in general. You know, like how YB has green tea. There's chai tea. I don't know why we are even like spokesman in this right now. All you need is a Red Bull. So scan a code if you are feeling a little less energetic. Maybe Metal should take a nice little shot as well. At this point, what should Metal do in terms of bringing a variation, especially in this round? Because Enigma for sure are trying to do something out of the box, right? With this Spectre investment, it's possible to translate this into a victory, especially in Ascent or a bind game. So what do you think should be the difference maker in a round like this?
I do believe that we should be expecting a tiny bit more of aggression from the members of Metal. Slow plays are not gonna help them out whatsoever. And I'm pretty sure they walked back through the VODs previously as well, being like, hey, I think we played it a little bit too uncertain in the way that we hold down our sights. We need to peek out for more information or force the Sova to gain that level of information out in some way, shape, or form.
Production, can we go back to the Metal Esports camp for a second? I just want to have a look at Rossi. I think man is still moving his mouse around, but you can't see the jet move in the game. It's damn funny. Oh,
His
imagine.
mouse is just not working. Did his sensor die? Or am I wrong when I said that he doesn't have a wired mouse?
No. He has a wireless mouse. He has a wireless mouse. He just plugged it in. I think even I saw it just at the edge of the cam, and our man's still not able to move in game, bro. This is
Possibly the software problem.
I think this is possibly the most, how do I say this? The most unfortunate mouse disconnect we've had in a while.
At least it wasn't a buy round, okay? Imagine this happening in a clutch situation, and it's like a 12 and 11 scoreline.
I think EG are, wait, are they getting up for another break? They're like, hey, this guy's gonna
No,
take
that's
Wait,
like
I think
someone's going to get the water. That's basically my older brother. Every single time he's in my room, he's like, my water's empty. Can you go and get me some? And I'm like, I'm working here. I don't care.
Nice. That's why I work on a completely different floor, bro.
Like, look at Rexy. Rexy's like, yep, He's getting my water. Personal water boy on the side.
Wow. I just wonder, in situations like this, for us, the audience, the casters, we just might just take a giggle, take 5 minutes, talk about something else cool. But when you're a player in this sense, there is that small sense of, that warmed up feeling running away. Rossi, I see him trying to move his mouse, but I still don't see the movement on his character.
It's laughing regarding this matter.
Even
Is that
who's
a G Pro? Is that a G Pro? I think it's a G Pro.
I'm not 100% sure. It could be the G Pro or could be the. There is a wireless Glorious, if I'm not mistaken, right?
I'm using a Ponnet Sim 2, which looks like a glorious model.
Uh, uh, I finally changed to the Razer, so I'm using the Viper Ultimate.
Too heavy. This is like.
You know what?
Yes.
I think Rossi and us need a small break to figure out what's happening alongside all the giggles and laughs. So, ladies and gentlemen, grab your Red Bull, grab your popcorn. We'll be right back as soon as Rossi's ready. Do not go anywhere. So, we managed to catch the mouse. And we're back, I guess. Doodle and Rossi should be at least able to feel it at this point. I hope he does at the end of this entire ordeal. But the first buy round's gonna be upon us. Aggressive. And I think that Rossi at some place will try and play this aggressive. Maybe towards B main, because Vexy might be able to set up that recon. But I doubt he's gonna have anybody to face up against at that position, because EG, they're looking hungry towards A, which is kind of the right call to make, considering the amount of utility and body stacked towards the B side from Metal.
Let's gonna wait and see how it all pans out for them. Scally has a Spectre in hand, and you gotta remember that all the members of Enigma, they're playing for a bonus.
Close
and
range.
man,
Wow.
good night. I have nothing to say to that, and I'm pretty sure that you don't as well.
There is no reason you'd go that close range, especially when you're playing against a bonus. That was so scary in the first place, but maybe information wasn't a certainty on his side. Although the setup for the retake, they're gonna clear every rock before they step foot, and right now they have a pretty good idea of what it's gonna be like. This lockdown though changes the story a little bit. Scally trying to throw out as much utility, but he spammed down Oblivion. Now this lockdown is gonna come in full effect and is gonna catch a couple of these members off guard. Although they found a way to destroy it, they've lost a couple of crucial seconds though, and they make up for it by that tailwind. Oh no! Antidote! He gets played around with. Still though the man advantage. 1v2 for Vexy, and he's not able to translate this into a victory. Enigma, they translate this bonus into a bonus round as a +1, and they maintain the clean sheet 0-3.
This one play alone should have just completely ended everything. Antidote, that was such a crucial kill, but his teammates were able to pick up those pieces. An unfortunate situation that he got put into as he had his back turned. But then again, we know the age-old saying, it's harder to hit someone that's not looking at you than the person who is looking at you. So, Hakuna Matata.
Dude, sometimes you count these sheriffs out. This time, not gonna do the same mistake. How many times have you seen teams just not able to do anything with the Vandal and then come back into a round like this? Rexy takes just a little bit of damage because of that shock dart, but nothing too substantial. Close range is where Metal want to try taking this engagement. Goes to this angle and Easy finds that tap with the Sheriff. Cannot afford to overextend. Has EG members waiting and guarding that rifle. Although they do deploy that smoke, Badman needs to support Buster. Buster pushed out of position. Nothing he could have done. Close range, Rexy, he gets Vexy.
Poor Vexy.
F. That was just sad.
Rossi nearly got away with murder, has he? That's a whip that's gonna haunt you for the rest of your days. And I'm pretty sure a 0-4 is gonna be coming out soon enough, but Badman, how much damage can he do before the round ends? That's the
Rexy's waiting for this.
Yeah, he's expecting it. Too many angles to clear.
Never mind.
Antidote's gonna be the one to shut it down. 0-4, ladies and gentlemen. A strong start for the members of Enigma.
They tried to play aggressive through main. Again, it was just a round of, frenzies and sheriffs, right? So in the grand scheme of things, they didn't lose much. However, real estate in this first half, they need to start at least gaining some. And it's about time where on the back of the second buy, they might be able to convert. They have a lockdown on easy. They can afford to play a little more fluid. They can afford to give away side control and try playing retake on the back of the control the lockdown gives you. But it's about how you set up for that phase that makes the world difference that's required. Because this hit towards B looks to be ruthless from EG yet again.
How it all pans out for them though. For now though, we see a fast takeover towards the side, a little bit dangerous as well. Raw fuel. He's gonna be able to hold it down with his buddy Scally, get that kill onto Ezzy. A pretty important call in general for this squad to take down Ezzy as soon as they possibly can. As long as he's alive, the more damage he can do and the bigger of a problem that he can create. Badman getting shut down almost to only 76 points of health. He's not in a good spot. can't even dodge out the flash to try and retake the site, and they feel so disjointed. Metal taking fights one by one. What's happening to them?
Yeah,
Every single one is a 1v1 isolated fight.
Yeah, that retake towards side should have been in unison. It's so disjointed. The setup peak didn't really pan out. Again, very nice counterplay from Excali, giving as much utility in the perfect timing possible. And nobody from EG budging, right? Nobody giving that extra mile, giving them a bone for them to pick on. Nah, it's very, very disciplined stuff for EG in that post plan. Now, though, they're looking to slow things down a little because they're going to be playing up against an inferior buy. And, oh, Easy try to make a play and dart towards Wine. Okay, and they're going down like a ship.
Life.
Dude, it's giving me a little bit of a funny stomach. How? How does he survive after seeing 3 players in a...
He's just gonna bunny hop away. It's completely fine.
Sometimes this game just doesn't make sense.
You know, it's like those horror movies. I don't think I was meaning that when I said this feels like one of those horror movies, but hey, I'm pretty sure that Antidote, he got a good taste of it.
I've heard people call Neon the blue recon dart. Dude, Antidote became purple recon dart there. TP dart straight up. Dude, it kind of reminds me of that new character's signature ability where she races the tower and, you know, the reveal comes through. Imagine, you don't need 2 heroes to be a recon dart now.
I wanted to ask you about that ability, but I don't think this broadcast is gonna be the thing. Maybe on a break, like if we...
Vexing has a darn chain gun.
It's fine. See, it's fine.
This is when things get interesting, because they've put the salt into the mix, and now that changes the diet. How do EG swallow this? They've taken that man advantage, so the L is out early. They've lost our man Rofio. RBK. If he clears out Wine position, dude, it's gonna be a heartbreaker. Easy again, the one with the utility, right? And with them breaking that drone, I think it should be a little transparent that if not towards Wine, there is setup close towards A main, and hence they're opting to go towards B.
This is a very slow, methodical hit towards this B side. A lot of ultimates on the side of the defense. Don't forget that, FG. They have 5 ultimates to work with if they really want to, but they're not opting to use it just yet. Badman in a pretty sticky situation, and goodbye. Sleep tight, but Badman's gonna be able to find that beautiful corner. That's gonna be good for 1, but Rexy gets immediately traded out. Nothing more that you can do. Antidote. He has done God's work on multiple different occasions, but the double peak's gonna be too much for him. Buster's gonna be the thing that shuts him down, and a 1-6 scoreline finally going in the favor of the members of Metal. Now that they have the second win, will they be able to set their sails forward? Because traversing these treacherous waters is not that easy. We're to that 6-6 scoreline. To end of the first half on a proper note is pretty much a necessity for them, because otherwise, the defensive side of Enigma, you really don't want to go up against it.
Yeah. Although, I think one player from Enigma, sorry, that's Metal did disconnect. That's Badman. So we're gonna be waiting for Amante. Hey, wireless.
That's a G Pro. That's a G Pro wireless, bro. He's like, yes, I got a chance to charge my spouse.
Man didn't put it to charge last night when he slept. Realizes his pain. Looking at his camera, I can see the pain in his eyes.
The thing about the G Pro is that this mouse will last you about 4 days without charge, pretty much.
Oh, I know. I've been a G Proer for like 1 year. Only after that I had to switch to the Razer, dude. The skates just go incredibly fast, and it's super hard to find replacements, sadly.
I would have taken your G Pro wireless any day of the week.
Yeah, I mean, I did give it to a friend, so it's not lying here collecting dust. There is good use being put behind it. And in the sense of this defense, right now, they have pulled out that Odin. Cool. They've shown how they're gonna try using counter utility towards B. I feel like now EG are gonna be going back towards that A short towards mid exploit that we saw a lot from them in that matchup prior, right? So this could be the change of setup that Metal now are gonna expect because they've moved their Killjoy setup towards the A side now, right? Easy, he was playing the A side the round prior. He's gonna be playing the A side now as well. Do you feel like in this matchup, Easy has been the one who's given EG this chance? Because on a couple of these occasions, if he was the one playing a more conservative or a passive angle, that lockdown could have been pivotal. They could have gotten this round maybe 2 rounds ago. But that's a change story.
Thing that I would like to highlight is that Izzy's position is pretty conservative when you consider how hard the hits are from Enigma. Now,
Understandable.
is it the best of positions? No, not exactly. But then again, he's relying on his team to give them a little bit of backup. Whenever Izzy's getting pushed, he's in a position where the KO utility is going to get a lot of value. Now, he needs to position himself completely differently because that KO is the main thing that's shutting him down. Why are you opting to pick up a Killjoy over a Chamber any day of the week on the map set? It's because of how dominant KO can be in this particular instance. You want to use your utility a little bit before the KO 0 point comes in, maybe pop a nano swarm to just give you a couple of extra seconds if there's a hit coming in from the jet. But then again, you're using that utility preemptively, so there's a high chance you're wasting it. You need to go through the multiple different situations in your head and how you can get away with something like this. And for Ezzy, small mistakes of him trying to rely on his teammates who are not even in towards the side could just be to make it or break it. Their end!
Both the Jets instinctively dash back, but it's Raw Fuel who wins at that deal on the second time of asking. Drone? We're gonna give Vexy's position away. Oh, Batman! And is he gonna be the... Yeah, he can't play skip rope.
He just needs to run, but where does he run exactly? If he runs out in towards the open, he just can't.
You make it sound like just run, like that. He just go, you know, ultra fast. But again, you're playing against some of the best, so not that easy. You're gonna survive, especially when you're gonna commit to plays like that. Buster though makes it look like a piece of cake, and Easy chimes in. Big stuff. 2 big trades that now makes this a more doable ask, but still, they have 3 ultimates here, Metal. This round should be in their books.
Again, they need to run on away an antidote. Getting completely caught off. You're in position. Beautiful shot from RBK. Spots a 1, but he's not going to be able to find that second. That second kill was the most crucial one out of the bunch. Here comes Hunter's Fury, baby. Someone's going to die here. And no. I mean, neither of them. That's just a tag and a half. Oh, God, this is bad. This could end in the most horrible way possible if they're not careful. They have some stuff to work with at the bare minimum. Rexy has Nano Swarm as well. This round should have gone in their favor, but this feels to me an impossible one. Rexy, he has too many angles to clear. He needs to take every single fight. Good for one, but he's not going to be able to and also just run away from it. He's not going to be able to live. And that's going to be a kill, but at the same time, you just find that. You also lose out on your Odin.
Ouch, ultimate
defense.
How replay please production. This is unfathomable. Not only did they have those 3 ultimates, they used it. And they still didn't secure the round. How unfortunate was that Hunter's Fury from Vexy?
Poor guy didn't even know. He got the first initial tag and he's like, oh, I'm just gonna kill them. There's no way they're gonna be able to jump skip their way around, right? No, because the lockdown didn't fully dissipate. It was still on what, a couple of seconds off? Could have been different. But good information being gained. They know for a fact one player is playing from close market. With that info, they can try to go in for this market take as it's just one player. And that's exactly what they're opting to do.
Flash setup, Excali. Needs to be the one setting this play up. Buster, I think he tried to have a heads-up play towards it. Not able to counter it though. And Vexy, brilliant job denying Rockville aggression through defender spawn. They found the trades here, but they need to keep the dream alive. RVK, quick to shut it out. Man advantage nullified. And it's possible for them to get Excali back on his feet, although Antidote cuts off the rotation on Rossi. 1v2, and RVK was the easier duel for him to win against due to the HP. Sadly, can close it out. 8-1. And this is EG just having fun along the way. They are denying any semblance of hope.
I have to give RVK the props for the heads-up play of his own. He opted to completely stand still instead of giving the full sound that he's rotating away. Rossi, expecting RVK to just walk away from this situation and head on down over towards the B side, wasn't even expecting him to be there. Caught him completely off guard. With that, the 1-8 scoreline is slowly but surely slipping away. And if they don't get these next 3 rounds, I know it's a Herculean task to ask them to get a thrifty, but they have to. Otherwise, it's just done and dusted for them.
Yeah, but you should run. That's what they've been told. Easy.
Spike down A.
He can run, but he can't hide from fear. He chases after it. And, oh! That was so close. He had to go with the tailwind though. I'm watching for this.
Yep, it's a kill. It's a flash, but they're not gonna expect the second one.
F. Rossi,
Flank will be the most important piece, but then again, they did not break the alarm bot, or did they? They didn't know where he is.
I think they do.
Oh, they do. They didn't break the alarm bot in the last round, though.
This could be the game changer though. The Phantom might be able to make a small difference, but it needs to be Rossi drawing out a big bait. Batman, get it for the first. Not gonna be able to compensate for Antidote's aggression. 9 rounds now on the board, man. EG quick to hit double digits when the half just seemed like it started 10 minutes ago.
1-9, man. There's a reason why Enigma just adored this map over it. It's a place where they're the most comfortable. It's a place where they have racked up the most wins, and I believe the Revenant, they were the only ones to take them down here.
Okay. I see no aggression towards any side whatsoever as of now. Maybe they expected Metal to somewhat play aggressively, which to some extent is true towards B. They try to root out aggression here, Metal, hoping that somebody would pick B main. Not the case whatsoever. In fact, no attention given to B main whatsoever in terms of bodies. Rockfuel looking to make sure he lines those bodies up with IVs. And Metal, he now is flirting with danger. In that position, he needed to be decisive with what move he needed to make. He was decisive, but the fact is he was not lethal. No play on words there. He wasn't able to get a medal for his effort. There is Rossi with that operator, but I think you'd save this, man. This is the only hope for Metal Esports back into this game.
Yeah, I don't think even a save is possible. Look at where Rexy is. He's just chilling in a strong position, and Rossi, he can try to run on away, but I don't think Rexy's gonna get that up as easily. Excali's coming in for the backup play, and one by one, that should be the thing that gives them away. Excali hunts the first, and God Vexy's gonna be able to find a trade, but Excali has the phone numbers, calls them up. Sets them back on packet immediately. 1-10, and things are looking quite rough for the members of Metal. He's currently once more. The synergy of the team is just not present, not yet.
Double digits already. 1 round for them to fight back with. And this round they have what? They're close to Hunter's Fury. They're close to a lockdown. They have the Fear from Shadows. They could. And their own load of Buster, maybe it pops off and gets 2 kills. But again, this is stuff that gives you the edge over winning a round. But we've seen how that went in the past with Metal.
Pause should give the players a little bit of time to just recollect themselves and allow Batman to make a proper call out of it. But once more, it's just Enigma, they're playing their defaults. Their defaults are so good that Metal are just not able to break it. It's not like the members of Enigma are doing something that's completely out of the box that we need to break down, analyze, and tell you exactly how they're doing it, and give the members of Metal an opportunity to try and figure it out as well. Just direct them in that direction. But they need to win a couple of these fights. The trades are just not present at all. Two people are dying to one single person, and the fundamentals are just going completely haywire. That's not how it's gonna work.
Okay. This is one of the few times I've seen them absolutely come towards the B side. This is the haven when you talk about Spectre and its QC combat. How is he not able to make that work? I don't know. But Enigma not looking to put a stop to their aggression whatsoever. That was almost a clip and a half. Buster puts it to a stop. Ace it to win it. That's what's asked of him. You know how undoable this is.
Yeah, considering everyone's position, this is a double peak onto one side. Nano Swarms on the other. Flash guns out to get the final kill. Yeah, that was just an impossible situation. You can't ask the man for anything from that. 1-11 and a very dominant start for the first half. OG, you told me something about them being able to come around in the second half and they could just have their second win here. I personally don't see it.
Understandable, bro. Either way. It's gonna be a hard ask. Metal, their defense. It was ripped apart like paper, which went through a lot of water. And like water, this game is slipping through Metal's hands. This first map, you think that in a map like Haven they stand a better chance? What's your take on that?
Not really. This is one of the maps where Enigma just have a strong foothold and there's no way you can beat them. And Haven, sure. This map is just purely based upon fundamentals. You need to remember this, Oli. That if you have strong fundamentals here, there's no way you're gonna lose in whatever situation. But for Metal, their fundamentals still need a lot more work. Not in the terms of their individual prowess, but as a team.
Yeah.
You can already see, look at where the members are. Everyone's been spotted. You're just gone. How do you even hold this? You just can't. It's physically not possible.
Physically, mentally, emotionally.
One enemy
Oh,
remaining.
1v1 though.
Okay.
Way to boil down the numbers. You cursed him, and they deliver on the back of it. Never mind.
Aw, at least they tried.
This Rawfield.
I mean, Rawfield's got your back, buddy. I need to go map point.
That's a start.
Match
To an early
point.
finish. Yeah. EG. Map 1 seems to be completely brutal. And after seeing EG's loss, it kind of, yeah, like you said, yesterday they were on fire. Today, they have no mercy. Is this that EG that, you know, got beaten down and now is out for vengeance?
Guaranteed.
So
I told you this. I told you this as well, that as soon as EG goes down to the lower brackets, you know for a fact they're out for vengeance. And Revenant, they probably are shaking their boots because of Raw Fuel. He's back onto the server. And my god, does he mean business. This guy is making sure that he gets every single frag that he missed on those matches against his opposition before. Revenant, make sure you set your dates, because Enigma, they could possibly be coming for you, because if this is the performance that they have put up on the map of Ascent alone, my god, their Haven could just be as scary, if not more.
Oh, wait, just see the last round, bruh. Raw Fuel's taking out heads from bodies like they take out coconuts from trees. By the handful. This is EG's most dominant showing so far. And we still have 2 maps in theory yet to go, ladies and gentlemen. Map 1 is over, Ascent's done, but we have Haven coming up, which should be. I don't see it being any different.
It's just it's not gonna be easy, but at the same time, let's relive through all the moments that we did witness here on the map of Ascent. Try and break things down a little bit more for the viewers back in home of why exactly Metal broke down this far. Enigma were able to take it away. Other than, of course, this mouse disconnecting. I had a certified Psalm moment. Like, I think you saw the clip as well of Psalm's mouse
Oh,
disconnecting.
yeah.
And then the man just plugged it back in and got a 4K in the clutch.
Some does the most stupid stuff and it still ends up working. It's stupid fun.
Yeah, but what isn't really funny in this situation is the way
Is
that
this-
Metal
ooh.
just got completely dropped out. I don't know. It just, in a way, Metal, they need to work on their team playing. So that's the only thing. Individually, they're brilliant, but this round alone just gives you another idea. What the Batman's trying to enter onto the side pretty much alone. Two players are taking isolated 1v1s. Rossi's peeking in towards the side. God Vexy's looking behind him. And Buster just died on towards the staircase once again. What is happening here? And that one round should give you an idea of exactly what's going wrong with the members of Metal.
There were times where EG had small chinks in their armor as well. You could see it. There were instances where Metal had some sort of an upper hand walking into that trade, but on how many occasions were EG just swiftly able to turn it around? Even in a round like this, where the trades were going this side of Metal.
Mid-round pulse, man.
Yeah. Sometimes it's a lot to do with the momentum. I feel like a team like Metal, the players they have could thrive in a situation where they get good momentum. That's should be their ideal start. Something that will set apart EG and a team like Metal is the fact that even off a very very bad start or a very bad situation, EG can still make it look like they're very competitive and they have a good strat running around them throughout the time, even on their bad day. The pain sometimes.
It's gonna pain out, man. It's just, you can't really do anything about it. Rafael, constant clutches from this man in that last round. Just, it's a complete another domination from him. Just look at this play. Chilling inside of the smoke. Stewie's 2K who? Your Rafael out here.
Ooh.
Casual
Esports
flicks,
thing.
casual taps. You can't really make it up. It was a domination from the members of Enigma. And Metal, they need to do a complete and utter revamp of their strategies if they want to take on the map of Haven. Because the performance here, it's not really acceptable.
Yeah, and I'm super happy for Raw Fuel because at the end of the day, our man has got ahead of Rossi in that MVP standing to some extent, right? Rossi, what I think 4 kills in the previous game, so he's looking to bounce back very strong here in this map 2 of Haven if Medal Esports have any business in this best of 3 because map 1 is over. EG have backed it so quick that you might tune into the stream now wondering when map 1 is going to start. Hey, yeah, you need to rewind, my friend. While you're rewinding, also do scan that QR code to grab your own can of Red Bull. Do check out the links below. You have all the greatest monitors from LG Ultragear to gear you towards your finest. Also, do check out your cards from ZOTAC to make sure you have the frames to win your games. Uh, Dude, map 2, what's your expectation walking in? Do you have a scoreline in your mind?
I'm expecting a scoreline of about a 13-8 going in the favor of Enigma. Because
13
Enigma's
and
track
8.
record on that map is pretty potent. And hey,
Wow. Okay.
I'm giving the members of Metal the benefit of the doubt.
Exactly.
Giving them an opportunity, and possibly they're going to be able to take the entire game. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, we got to set up that game for them to take away, possibly moving on down the line. So we're going to be heading on down over into a short break after a short word from our sponsors. We are back, ladies and gentlemen, with the LG Ultragear presents the Esports Club Challenger Series powered by ZOTAC Gaming. After a pretty, let's say, one-sided affair, we head on down over towards the second map. Map video screen will pretty much paint the picture, and we are not going to talk about it at all. What we will be talking about, though, is the map of Haven a little bit more in detail, because now, after what we have seen from Metal, team play and coordination just doesn't seem to be their strongest suit. And if they want to take this one away and bring it all back onto their favor and onto their own court, they need it drastically. I don't know what they need to do. I don't know how many cans of Red Bull they need to chug. But if they don't get this, they're out of the tournament. This is a lower bracket run. You don't have second chances, and that is not the performance that you want from them. A 13-1 on the first map paints a pretty horrendous picture.
It doesn't paint a pretty horrendous picture only for Metal, but also for anybody else who wants to keep their lower bracket run alive, right? I'm just thinking what True Rippers must be thinking seeing this matchup. That's going to be a fun one for us to look forward to. Because EG, if they keep the same fate that they've been keeping for the past few days, things are going to look spicy.
Spicy, or is it gonna be Carolina Reaper type spicy?
I think it's
That's
gonna
what
be
we-
like that sweet and spicy kind of flavor, dude. I love those kind of flavors. What about you? Are you more of a raw spice guy?
Sweet and spicy is really good, but then again, it's just not that potent. Then again, I'm not the type of person that's just gonna take a Carolina Reaper and just be like, I'm fine.
Yeah, I know, right? There needs to be meaning behind that
Spice.
spice. Either really good meat, really good rice, something
Dude,
along that
stop
line.
talking about food. You're making me hungry. I'm possibly gonna order something that's spicy if this is how it's gonna go. God damn it, man. Even you're hungry.
Oh yeah, yeah, obviously. But what in Bangla is that spicy, by the way?
Jhal.
Jale. I don't know. I
Jhal.
think like what I'd crave is a very very nice biryani with like a really nice spicy kebab or something, dude. That oh yeah, that
If you make anyone hungry back at home, I swear to you not. Yeah, it's not gonna work out in that sense. But I do believe that the players are gonna get ready. I want to shift this conversation away as much as I possibly can. Because Haven is a place where there's no food, thankfully. Ascent, our cameraman, pretty much guaranteed the fact that we would be staring at pizza for the longest time. So on Haven at least, things should be a little bit more tame on that regard. Now, looking at the compositions, do you expect the Neon to get picked up? Because hey, it's the map where Neon's really strong.
See, I know for a fact we're gonna have the KJ from Rexy. I feel like the only team that might go
No,
for
man, not
Neon
a
is EG.
KJ, not on
So,
this map.
so see, here's the reason I'd say like the only team that can go for a Neon right now in this matchup is EG, and due to the fact that Neon requires a very elaborate setup, right? Even if you're gonna make a play towards A, if you're gonna make a play towards C, if you're gonna make a play towards Garage, wherever, there's an elaborate setup for making sure your Neon, while she's the dive bomb, has some kind of blanket of safety. And with the coordination that we did get to see on Ascent from the side of Metal, it's going to be very hard for them to make sure that they can pull off a Neon against a team like EG, who's very well prepped. Let's
We
head
head
to
on
the
down
Neon
over
select,
towards the
dude.
KJ selection. Yep. This is
Are we
where
getting
the
a chamber?
real fun will start. Yep, the chamber is guaranteed. Like it has to be a chamber from either one of these teams because of the way this map pans out. But the main reason why I personally do not like the Killjoy on this map is because of the way that a breach encounter. You're not gonna get a lot of value out of her utility on this map at all, if any.
Same problem when you have a Sova against you, right? Sova's shock darts are very, very efficient in breaking the utility if you know exactly where it's placed. Scally just being a menace, he's shuffling through every single agent, wondering which one's viable. Should be double initiator, right?
Is Skelly going through every opportunity in on the book?
Yeah. Try to debate us. Production's got our back though. Buster is gonna be playing that breach, so we're gonna get to see Rossi and Rofield yet again duke it out on the Jets, except for the fact that Easy is gonna be playing the chamber on the side of Metal. Meanwhile, it's gonna be a very, very standard pick by our man Rexy, who's gone back to his standard Killjoy. I do see the potential of this double operator when Metal Esports do swap sides, and that's something I'm going to be looking forward to here on Haven. EG, though, a team that is so well rounded with their utility that they give operators barely any room for them to navigate with. This is going to be hard for Metal, but I really hope that they put on a good fight because EG, they're going to be comfortable of a very, very dominant map 1 victory.
Pretty much are just relaxing and chilling in their chairs. What they have to worry about? Pretty much nothing. They can do whatever they want on this map and still have that safety net of the third map on their cards. Yeah, it's pretty important that you try to close out your maps as fast as you possibly can so that you don't run into the risk of a possible comeback. But then again, the way that Metal have been playing, I don't know how much I like this. And Rossi, that's a very aggressive play, and you're not clear now behind you?
Oh,
Rossi?
that is very risky, but I understand. Risk hai to ishq hai. Oh, Raphael just made up with... Oh god, bad man.
Spike down.
He might be having a couple of scars in his face, but this still means that Enigma are in a situation where they need to make the rotation and they need to make the play to some extent. Although they have found the spike here, and they're going to use that as a leash for Metal to make individual mistakes, and that's exactly what's being made right now. I don't know why that fight's even happening. Why is
Spike.
Buster going alone?
A spike. He was stuck on the back of site, remember, because of the two players dying.
Standing ahead.
There was no way he could get out without trying to take a fight.
Recon on either side gonna make this a stalemate, but you have to give it to EG. They have the numbers advantage, they have the positional advantage, and they have the advantage of not
30
needing to make the
seconds.
jump. Spot the spikes out, know what the play is. All the players are so dead low, they can't afford to give this away in 1v1.
Player standing.
Frenzy
Spike down.
getting a drove by on him because of that frenzy. And honestly, man, whenever I do that with the frenzy, nothing hits. When someone else does it, hey, 5 miles away from the map, from window up till like B main, a guy just drive-bys from window and just double dings me in the head with the frenzy. I love it.
Yeah, that's the game, bro. Sometimes you need to, you know. I think that's the sign of the game telling you to go ahead and touch grass.
Sadly, in our industry line of work, we can't really touch grass.
Enigma, they're pretty confident towards this A side. A 3-man setup alongside a killjoy here. This is EG expecting such a play. Rossi close with the shorty, dude. This is cheeky stuff. RVK needs to be careful now.
Which isn't aggressive, he's just done for. But then again, Rossi, he needs to be the one to make a move of his own. Doesn't even have a tailwind to work with, so you know this is a pretty tough situation for him to be in. Rawfield's gonna be going for the first. He's looking for even more. That's gonna be a catch. Rossi's gonna be in the bag. And Anti, the guy doesn't even care. He has a Spectre in his hand, but instead he's running around with the Classic. Hello?
Remaining.
Who needs... Did you even buy...
Triple. And he's 2 away from the lockdown, my friend.
This guy bought a Spectre, but he doesn't even care. He has 1 bullet, he could have reloaded, and then opted to go in for the fight. But the man's like, nope. Classic's just a stronger weapon. Free gun, by the way.
The best part is, only now did I realize that Antidote's the one on the Killjoy. Rexy is just chilling on the Omen. They swapped roles as they swap maps.
It's kind of good, though. In a way, you unlock Rexy and his potential to just play a lot more aggressive. With the Killjoy, he needs to play defensive. He needs to be the anchor for the side. But now, he can just do whatever he wants. Play for the Omen outplays if he wants to and still get away with a lot more.
Oh!
That's a kill, baby!
That's a juicer and a half. Didn't I send any additional recon with that drone? But I think they got whatever information they needed. They got the information not to go towards A. Ah, flick. Takes him down to 49 HP. Again, when you're gonna be up against these Spectres, this is ideal situation if you're a Spectre player, right? That kind of HP, let Rawfield do the tag and you do the bag if needed. Well, the Metal are regrouping. And with numbers, advantage, and weapon
Position!
could be their play, but a little more damage done. Maybe gives Rawfuel a little more lethality when he comes to his retake effort. Never mind.
It's at least at the bare minimum. Good amounts of damage being given.
planted.
Shock darts raining in. Good shock dart on towards the face of Batman. Pretty much shutting him down from a very aggressive play of his own. He needs to play defensive with his team. Pretty much the HP advantage is in the favor of the members of Enigma, but it's still not an easy task. loads of utility to work with when it comes under the terms of recon. Paranoia also in hand. Beautiful flash to work with, but gains like no information. This is bad.
That recon's gonna yield next to Nara as well. Like Scally though close to the side with the Spectre could make this costly. Easy triples up. Plays around the side default, and he does what's necessary. Easy 1 kill away from the Todefos. RVK though, along with his teammates, the amount of damage they did, it's pretty significant for a bonus round, right? When they're now going to be on the investment, e.g. if they dismantle a buy like this, it's going to be all the more fruitful because it's not going to allow Metal to maintain or even get any momentum whatsoever, which is something they've been struggling throughout the best of 3 matchup.
They need to find even more to get some success. Because now we know where the ball is, and that is in the courts of Metal. If they're able to find this, and okay, Rossi with the drive-by, sure, GTA style, that's gonna be the thing that takes them down. And for now, Batman is just gonna get every kill through the smoke, doesn't even care.
That was Rexy finding a crucial frag, but his position and information given away with health being a factor, no way he could have survived that. Forcing the plant, RVK.
Spike planted.
Could be better off on the save. However, if he does take away 2 weapons, it still keeps the economy of Metal humble and modest. Timing is going to be everything in this duel. Neither side getting a wind of the other. I think Rossi just about got it. Never mind. RVK. RVK's 3 orbs away from his Hunter's Fury as well. So every kill he gets along the save could be valuable. The Hunter's Fury on defense duty allows you to deny so much.
That story right there, but at the same time, a really good tale to tell if you're on the side of Metal. Because at the bare minimum now, they have a strong hold on their end, good amount of money to work with as well for the following roundups, but they need to try and save as much as they possibly can, build up that bank, and try to snowball it as fast as they possibly can. Ultimate Orbs needs to be on the cards for them as well. Rossi can get 1 more orb, Buster can get 1 more, and that Rolling Thunder can easily change the tide of this battle. But how will they do it? Because Scally, he gets a first, and Rawfield gets a women murder.
No! Right click doesn't work. Although, with the back turned, that was an easy sheriff shot. Now, with the lockdown, retake should be the name of the game, shouldn't it?
They have 2 guns over on A.
Let go of C as well. They're like, take this.
They have the defenders at a Killjoy lockdown, so what do they have to worry about? Nothing really. As long as Rexy stays alive. Sorry, Antidote stays alive.
It's we're a little too used to Rexy playing Killjoy, aren't we?
Yep. Oh! That's the timing. That's the spike.
Oh! Get that head! Never mind! That looked like it almost connected. Maybe just a pixel off. This timing from Garage Window might be big. Rexy, not ideal weaponry for him to take this fight. Suddenly the tables turn. It's all on RVK. He knows that aggression could be the key, and he knows Batman's play.
Dude, that
knew the plan.
Perfect.
They knew the plan. They knew that RVK had to cross from Garage Window to here, so he was trying to anticipate the off angle that would have been held by Batman. And RVK being a step ahead, he is the hunter for a reason. Let's head to the replay right here, right now.
My God, give this man a medal because this was such a beautiful shot. Yeah, we got Vexy, pulled off a miracle, but both of these Sovas, they're on crack for sure. Just look at this. This shot was insane. Perfect crosshair placement with a beautiful counter strike to boot. Strong fundamentals being shown from the members of Enigma. And with that, they're able to keep their hopes and dreams alive with a thrifty round, mind you. OG. This win puts them in contention and possibly shuts down any form of hope that the members of Metal could have had. They're on their pretty scrappy buys. And these buys are not looking that good. 2 players get tagged, and Rexy's gonna put them in the bag.
Rexy, the first is nice. The backup from Antidote has disappeared though, and RBK has finally come to the aid of his comrade. The numbers just evaporate out of thin air. And Medal left bruised and broken, crawling to this ace side as EG showed discipline yet again and more than willing to play the retake in this situation.
It's the smart play. You never really want to be overly aggressive even once throughout your entire round though. Yazito, making his way up, has more than enough space and enough information to get this plant down. Godvexy and Ezzy stuck in a 2 versus 4 post-plant situation. They need to get the spike plant down. And with that recon bolt, that's going to give the information away. But Raw Fuel, is he going to play aggressive? Because if he does, you know for a fact that this post-plant is very much possible for them to.
They're going to lose information though. I assume that peak from Easy was just due to the fact that there's flashes, there's utility.
Oh my god, RBK, you're so smart. RBK is just too smart.
Straight up gets trigonometried.
Don't even start that shit here, mate.
4-2. And Enigma, they're looking to be in the driver's seat for all of this. Haven, pretty rough start, I would say, because of the way that we saw the retaliation come in from the members of Metal. But then again, mid-round calls, man. The mid-round calls. That is what the members of Metal need to work on. The comms were good, but Ezzy, maybe a bit too much aggression, but at the same time, he wanted to find an aggressive pickup, expecting the operator to move towards Heaven. I don't know what the plan was, but they needed more information. Again, information is key, and them running a solo initiator composition, solo information initiator composition is just not going to be the thing that gets them any wins if they're not being extremely aggressive in the way that they're trying to take sides.
YB just looking calm and composed. Again, no reason for EG to even break a sweat. They've been looking pretty clinical so far. And EG, in a situation like this, did they change the pace? Mind you, EG are the ones on the defense duty, right? We've seen EG, especially Excali, feel a little too open and free in this match. I've seen him go on very huge flanks on multiple rounds, which is something he's changed, at least in this matchup. We've not seen that same aggressive Excali that we're used to on the defense.
It's a chamber, you know that it's very difficult. You're not going to be able to get away with those flanks on a regular basis.
Understandable, yeah.
So taking it slow and taking it steady just holds a much more better notion for you. But then again, Rossi just have the Blade Storm, and this Blade Storm can easily change the tides of battle if Excali this is a shot, but he does not. This man, when it comes down to his raw mechanical skill, is just so good, so perfect. But Buster, he gets away with it. But no! Oh.
What's happening here? Everybody getting a frag each, and now it's Antidote whose turn to reply. Badman, he snuck his way through, and he's found it through the box. It's yet again on RVK. Lumbots both towards the seaside, so RVK could find the timing on the lurk here. No information would be given away to Metal. Oh. Spider senses are tingling on our man. And Badman, with the usage of that utility, is going to navigate his way back, but where are they going to go?
30 seconds left.
They're not decisive whatsoever.
They had the A-side control, they gave it up again.
And they're going back.
Oh, I think they tried to bait out RVK to just stay somewhere on C's. Just wait this time.
Ten seconds left.
Look at Badman's HP, man. Not
planted.
ideal whatsoever. And there's one shock dart still up on RVK. Okay. He'd use that shock dart to try and root out aggression, which is to some extent smart. Recon. Doesn't give away this play. Oh no, they didn't dismantle it in time. Although Easy's position was incognito, so it would have been possible for him to find that frag. Now though, both of them transition through long. This is big. It allows RBK to maybe individualize these. Luckily, both of them did have a sniper, so they were able to gun this down at range. 4-3 though. A lot of things had to go in Metal's favor for them to secure a round like this, which it's not possible to do it on a daily. These kind of bamboozle plays, sure, this might be the bamboozle series, but good luck trying to find success with that kind of strat book.
I really want to know, how did Buster not get caught by the blinding light? Did Excali not throw the thing right on the edge? That should have given them some noise.
I think he threw it to the left side rather than on top, which might have concealed his position.
Possibly.
They've been trying to contest garage here, Metal. They've been disposing of the KG utility that's present, that being the turret and maybe even that alarm bot. And Enigma, they're trying to regain control. Like Scally sends out that tail blaze. They have the Seeker, so yet again they have the option to opt in for that retake, and Rexy's position could be one and done. Rossi on the other end, setting up for this flash push, and Rexy's spot timing.
Oh my god!
This is just not cool whatsoever. They're getting a different type of paranoia hitting them all the time of day.
Nowhere to run.
Killjoy lockdown gonna get destroyed out pretty much immediately. Nothing to really worry about, but Excali, he has the Seekers. That's gonna be more than enough information for the defenders to just push it towards the side. They have the angles, they have the blinding lights, they have the info, but as he has the kills, as he's going to be able to shut down one more, but I don't think Antidote expects this. Badman has a perfect off angle. Peek out. Oh,
Player standing.
good jiggle. Okay. Never mind. Take it all away, baby. Got Vexig. He's in the who's in the back?
Yeah.
It's gonna be RBK. That's a double peek. It's fine.
Yeah, thank God. Otherwise, RVK. You know, RVK has been the saving grace, dude. It's been Enigma's go-to man in this matchup, although it doesn't seem like that hard of a matchup for EG. The fact that they're losing so many members, it's a good sign for Metal, but look at these kind of plays. Not only Rexy, but also the fact that Antidote is able to get that frag. Yeah, sometimes it might not be your day, and that I think is the case for maybe some players over at Metal. They're simply not feeling themselves.
Fine, regardless of the situation. Because, hey, just one more kill.
Ah.
Badman pretty much gets a little bit of a tap on the shoulder. It's stacked down to pretty low levels of HP, and Rossi's position is pretty much known. Excali doesn't miss those. He holds, he's gonna be able to get in even more. The Trailblazer finds out pretty much everything that they need to know, and Rafiel once more aggressive on the angle, but then again, as he just walks up freely onto the B side. He has the control, and he just needs to wait for all of his team members to just get back out, but I don't think they're gonna get out for free. They need to commit a smoke. And that smoke is not gonna be free to come by. Rafiel needs to get it out.
Nice trade though. Keeps things even. A small W for the set of Metal as the attacking half to some extent have a small advantage in this scenario. Did that alarm bot just go offline? That's
Second.
pretty big.
Oh god, he needs to worry about a lot. But he has the Blade Storm still online. He can just run on away. Save that gun. Just hold for your buddies.
30 seconds.
But Rafiel doesn't care. Nope. It's just Rafiel. Pull out the shorty. Slap him in the face with that shorty.
He's making him peek that angle. You can see how he's baiting him in, right? He's like, I know you want me. I know you're levitated. Come, come, I'll lead you into death.
It's slow, methodical plays from Enigma are just so fun to watch every single time when we watch them. They know how to gain control. They know how to play their cards. And when they need to back off, they are not overly aggressive. We know for a fact that, Rafiel could have easily over-aggressed. Possibly gotten a kill with the shorty, but Rafiel's like, nope. I'm gonna play it, so I'm gonna play with my team. Ran on back and pretty much dragged the breach with him. It's just
Make it sound a
beautiful
little
to watch.
graphic. Oh. One way smoke and Rexy. Plays with it to perfection. This is just EG just dominating the kill feed. There's nothing else that could be even said, dude.
Revealing area.
You're already having mood swings.
Dude, this is at least a little better than map 1, but not a whole lot better.
It's a new team. You gotta give them the benefit of the doubt. The coordination and team synergy is just not built yet. It's gonna take a while. You can see that individually the players are so potent, but as a team they have a long way to go.
They have 3 ultimates though. Tadefos, we are from Shadow, Rolling Thunder. 3-man push at the A side from the side of EG, and it's RBK alone at B side. Guard duty. Commitment to the fullest. However, retake.
Here.
Yeah, that's what EG looked to set up for.
Oh, they didn't get the stun. This is bad.
Anybody.
Oh, this is bad. Rexy through the stun. He's gonna be able to take down Buster. Too much aggression, and once again, they're not going in for the same angles. Rossi's gonna be good for 1 kill. His position. No one's gonna clear it properly. And he's gonna be able to shut down 2 more. Raw fuel, it's all up to you, buddy. He's gonna be able to find 1. Rexy comes in as the backup. It's a 2 versus 2. Positions are strong. Headshot angle on 1. They don't have the spike touched. They need to go for this. And nope. Raw fuel's not gonna be able to find out anything. They're running out of time. Rexy, it's all up to you. If you miss this headshot, it's done. Goodbye. Sleep tight. That's gonna be another round on the board for the members of Metal.
4 rounds. A decent half, all
Last
things
round
said and
in the
done.
half.
They still have 1 more round. If they can claw this back, it'll be a darn good result. 7-5. I think that's something you should be very happy with if you're a Metal Esports fan right now, right?
7-5 is the best thing that you could have hoped for, especially against the defensive side of Enigma. The way that they hold their defense is just so immaculate that you're not going to be able to get away with it as often, but these slow, methodical plays from the members of Metal, feeling out the sides over the multiple different rounds, finally figured out that, hey, they play B for retake. They don't really have something that can hold it. Maybe we can exploit it out as well. And now, this time around, they found Rexy's position. They know exactly how he plays. Got into his head and sent him packing back over towards the next half. Now with this, it's looking to be a bit better for them, but not by that much. It's a 3 versus 4 that could easily turn the tides.
Right here.
1 kill, that's all that they need to try and re-enter on towards the side. And Raw Fuel with his operator could just be the thing that brings it to them. Ooh, good shot, Izzy.
Enemy remaining.
Buster, nice to shut this down. Oh, good spray. Good spray. Nothing more than Path to redemption. It seems like what Metal are gonna tread on,
Switching sides.
as they did to some extent redeem their half. And this second half, it's gonna be very reliant on a good pistol start for them to find that equalizer. And that's when EGs truly start maybe dripping a sweat. Again, I don't think EG are in a big problematic situation as well. They're going to be feeling comfortable as they walk into the second half with a small lead. And we know how good EG's track records are with their pistols. So, in this matchup, I'm still giving it to EG, bro.
This goes to show that Enigma, they already know how they want to play out their own attacking half. But this first round, I believe, will paint the best picture that could be going either in the favor of Metal or Enigma. If Metal are able to take this, they get equalization and can possibly play out this bonus in the most aggressive way as they possibly can. But then again, Enigma on these first rounds are just such a scary feat unless you have the full side under control. Badman's position has already been revealed. The flash is not going to be good, but Buster's still going to be able to go take out 1 before he does die out. But no, Badman! That's a crucial kill, and that whiff is possibly going to cost this entire team the round.
Yeah, they're set up beautifully to buy time for the post plan. Rexy position given away though, and they should be expecting such play from Antidote. Good job by Rossi to take Antidote out. And Scally though coming in with a crucial kill and a double. The Frenzy just continues to be his good friend. Easy. HP against the duel that he's gonna have against Rexy is anyway dead even. Ooh. Silent death. That's what he gets. 8-5 though. EG. Good start to the second half, and they might just be looking to close this one out real quick, real easy.
5. Possibility of a 9 and 5 soon enough if the cards are played properly. But then again, you do smell a trap card under the battlefield for the side of metals, so they activated though is the real question, because for now they have that breach, but they haven't really utilized it to the fullest potential yet, have they? Buster in a lot of ways is facilitating himself, but I don't see that level of facilitation going in the favor of Rossi.
Vexy dodges that tail blaze, and they know they're walking into pistols here. They still need to be careful, look for less close range. These classics still have somewhat of a potency. Easy taken care of. That frenzy ends up working for Buster. 1v2. Play the numbers. A small chance, but only a classic is what Batman has to work with.
It's not gonna be that easy, and at the end of the day, the classic needs to find even more value. That's a couple of smokes to work with. With this, he makes his way up a little bit further, but not too much. Batman has the angle, takes a swing, flicks onto the head, but it's only just a classic, man. You're not gonna get much out of it. 9 and 5, and ladies and gentlemen, Enigma. They are now playing a pseudo bonus with a couple of their members going in for light buys.
Do you think that KJ would be more relevant if the turret's bullets make you vulnerable?
That would make it way too strong.
Way too
Consider
strong,
something.
right?
No, consider something. Maybe if you're considering all 3 bullets hitting the person and then they get vulnerable for about 3 seconds, then it's strong.
Yeah.
But the fact that the turret just instantly locks down and takes you down, it's just too strong for a vulnerability. Woo.
That's the chamber play that we love to see on a map like this, right? Allows you to do so. Triple setup towards the seaside. Metal Esports, this is the best chance they'll have to hold on this defense in such fashion. And so far it hasn't worked out for EG. It's all left on RBK, who's not able to get a single kill. Out of nowhere, EG turn up the pace, and it feels like Metal Esports were more than ready for such a play.
Just if they expect a couple of the small details here. And hey, they pretty much anticipated and read into the seaside hit, and Batman made the right call. His team was able to take positions, good usage of utility, and the paranoia coming in strong from Batman, completely blocking off the attack from Garage, and that's all that they required to try and take this one away. 9 and 6, it's a strong scoreline, but then again, you have to remember that last round was a pseudo bonus from the members of Enigma. And I think that Ruffy's dead. Good night. What?
Rossi and Godvexy go for that. I feel like they're not rubbing salt in the wounds by playing a ranked game, and this has costed them dearly. Enigma were waiting for such kind of deals to happen.
Should know that one person's on towards the back of site, right?
I mean, now they do. It cost them Excali to do so.
Player standing.
Alongside
angles.
deal with this properly.
There's honestly no proper way to deal with that situation. You need to just pray and hope that the one angle that you chose is the best one.
Buster, does he save? Or does he go for this? I'm
I
pretty
think
sure he
going
should save
for
his
it is a better
ultimate.
idea. Yeah, saving the ult is the main thing, but he just needs to go for it. This team has more than enough money to go in for buys in the following round. Opting for a savior is not going to do anything, but maybe getting a kill would have just, you know, giving them a slight edge, because consider something, the members of Enigma have pretty broken buys, so they would have had a better opportunity to win out on this round if they had just one more kill. But then again, as he's now back on the 2-4s. And this one chamber ult could change the tides of battle.
You have to give it to EG though. Now on double digits, on touching distance to victory. A swift 2-0 is what they were hoping for, but map 2 certainly has had a little more heat, a little more sweat, if you might say so yourself. He shot in between them. His dead body TP'd all the way back to his defender. Spawn, that's like a Viking funeral, but what's on fire is your head. 'Cause of how people went.
Spike down mid.
This is why you don't have your jump button or your mouse wheel, ladies and gentlemen. Oh,
Right here. Revealing area.
oh no. Rock you.
They know
Fire
the
off
ASAP
you.
empty though. Here's the thing. They can TP. Aggressive off angle by Antidote. Are they gonna clear this? If they clear this, this is their way back into the round.
Yeah, now they should clear it.
Take flight.
Well, this is the do or die. Oh, they know the position. Give it up. Run on away. RVK is going to be able to find that perfect flank. That's going to be good for one at the bare minimum. Possibly good for the second as well. Buster. Last person remaining. Once again, he has his ultimate, but then again, not much more that he can do. They're running on away from him. They're not giving him a single isolated 1v1 engagement. If Buster wants to find a kill, he needs to go out of his way to get into the most open position possible to try and find it. And Tommy doing so much damage. RVK is going to be the thing that shuts him down, though, at the end of the day. 11-6, ladies and gentlemen. That, I think, is the final nail in the coffin. We're possibly sending the members of Metal home.
Did Sentinels have like some of the most cruelest way to kill you, right? Like Sage slow orb orbital strike, the Tommy here. You also sometimes can die off a trip if you're low enough, a tripwire.
I think they've seen that like twice during your entire career as casters.
Can't wait to see that for the third time. Although what I can't
I don't think that Cypher's ever gonna get picked. Ever.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I can't wait for, you know, an agent like Cypher to get more into the meta to some extent. Because it
What?
feels like so phased with the way the maps recently are. Very wide, very open, rotating trees, fracture. Although in fracture somewhat more viable. And in this round, you can see the sheriffs might be viable throughout the Bamboozle series, but not in like the round prior. Only a man down and 12-6. Enigma looking hungry, and they are being aptly fed.
It's a heartbreaking story, but at the same time, OG, I don't know what else to say. The members of Metal, they're just dropping like flies. Again, new roster, I understand that, but you would expect a lot more to come out from them. And remember what I said about unleashing Rexy and just allowing him to play as aggressive as he wants?
Sir.
This is what happens. 21 kills, leading the charge! My god, Rothwell's gonna be able to find a kill onto him, but it's immediately
Under
back.
Fury. Buster.
That's a dead.
Spike down C.
That's enough. 2v2 though. Easy finds that kill, makes things a little interesting. Although they do have this lockdown, so even if they do want to play this together and play retake, it's not going to be the easiest thing in the world.
I got the spike.
Get the spike for themselves and can run on back a little while longer, but then again, Vexy, his position is pretty strong in general if he wants to play it a little bit more aggressively. He has a lot of utility to work with as well, so he can't give away his position to try and gain some info. They need something here, but then again, his patience could just possibly pay off. Antidote going into his arms, but they're gonna back off. They're heading towards mid. No one's holding mid either. It's only a trap to give them the information.
30
When they
seconds
hear
left.
this, it's going to promote Vexy to then commit to a push. And I think that's being looked out for. They're going to use this lockdown to maybe draw Vexy out, make him give somewhat of an edge. They're going to wait for that. If nothing shows up, they're like, you know what? We're going to plant.
10 seconds left.
Oh. Get rope. they're not going to be able to completely clear off this position, and that gives Easy an easy lineup. That's one thing I was very, very afraid of. I just wanted RVK to be ahead and not behind Antidote. That way they both line up and a very, very interesting round goes the other way because Antidote did commit that lockdown. So one piece of the key utility was destroyed. Although with the Seekers, we've seen Excali and Kobe very, very lethal towards this mid round. And that's something that we should expect yet again if they want to put the final nail in the coffin right now.
This doesn't bode that well for them at all, does it? OG. Yeah, they got around for themselves, but they haven't really even made much of a dent on the economy of Enigma. Yeah, if these rounds were a lot more closer, I would say that they would have had an opportunity. Ezzy is doing God's work by getting a couple of these rounds and a couple of these clutches, but again, it's Ezzy, man. He's doing so much to turn this one around, but his teammates need to come in clutch as well. Here comes the swing, but the damage is still to be done. Flashes are gonna be strong. They need to find out even more. Pretty much fighting, sending that dog in his face and everything. And Rawfuel's gonna be able to get away with murder. He fights through even though he's concussed. The man doesn't stop, and as he once again stuck in the worst of situations, and there's nothing that he can do. Graffiti's not gonna get cleared, and Excali's gonna be the thing that shuts him down. Enigma take a very dominant 2-0 scoreline. It's a 13-7. OG, I was one off. Just one off. My analysis was perfect.
I'll give you a special QR code for you to scan then.
Kind of Red Bull.
Maybe something even more special, you never know. But EG, they're gonna be delighted. This mode that they're in, the quest for vengeance that's being shown, that's being fed, and that's sent Metal dead out of the lower bracket. This is one of, I think, the sweatiest brackets that EG could have been put into, but I think they are the only ones that they can sweat. And now this journey at its start, it already looks this scary, dude. And there's still such a long way to go. Oof, the journey ahead might be long and scary, but let's relive what little we just did see in this map too, as we relive it through the highlights.
This was just so good, the way that it all panned out. Every single round open matchup was done down to perfection. Ezzy, though, you have to give him props. He tried his hardest. That chamber just tore through the entire map, to the force coming into play, the headhunter. Everything was there, but it was just not enough. Enigma, they had way more control. Their positions were just way stronger. And again, communication problems. I sound like a broken record, but that's all that the team needs to fix. Strats are strong. Strats are pretty well balanced on that regard. It's not something that's out of this world, but they can improve upon it slowly as their communication gets better.
Yeah, and a couple of important plays also being done by Enigma, right? They played very respectfully. They played very diligently. You can see that in a lot of situations, unless it did go to that extra bit of salt when we did see that Shorty play. But in a lot of these occasions, discipline was maintained. They played retake, they played calm, cool, collected, and they didn't give any overwhelming edge that a team like Medal could exploit against them. And these plays, dude, simply not supposed to happen. That's supposed to be either the first man or at least the second man clearing that corner. Yeah, mistakes like this are the reason that Enigma are granted that top 3 position. You can never give them room like Metal did.
It's dropped the ball on that regard, but then again, hey, it's Enigma that we're talking about. It's not an easy team to go up against. You are going to make a lot of mistakes. You are going to be put in the worst of situations that you need to take yourself out of. And Enigma, they just had everything under control. No shots missed. Every shot hit. Rawfield just having a field day with his buddy Rexy on his side. But man, Rexy, if you let this guy pop off, if you let him do whatever he wants on the server, you know for a fact he's going to deliver.
Easy though, like you said, did his very best, dude. Man played his heart out. Couldn't take the W for his team, sadly. And again, it's a team effort. 13-7 against Enigma Gaming that's looking this scary. It's still a result that Medal can somewhat be happy of, but sadly, this is their end here in the Challenger Series. So we bid farewell to them. And Enigma, their path ahead is long, but they are the one who are the daunting task in the lower bracket.
We turned it all around, but at the very end, it's just they get kicked out of the tournament. But in a way, I really hope that this roster sticks together. They still
Yeah.
have opportunities to come back even stronger. They just need time and just a lot of practice. I do believe with a coach they can do even better, but I don't think they're at that stage yet where they need that coach. For now, play together and work on your team chemistry. And in the future, you could just be the next EG. You never really know.
Never really. In fact, EG were in a very, very downward trajectory last year. It's only in December where that trajectory changed, right? Small moves where Excali jumped ship, and then it started becoming a more solid roster. Just need to find your own juices, just need to be in your groove. And for now, like you said, this roster does have the potential, right? It shows promise. It's only on the back of playing in multiple tournaments like these where you gain the experience by playing against teams like Enigma. This for sure has given a lot for Medal Esports now to work towards. If they're able to not only get the motivation but also do this down to the nail, you could see them with a very, very nice resurgence. Then facing it off against teams like Reckoning, Revenant, and that's their benchmark, right? If they're able to consistently start beating teams like Revenant Esports, like you know the other Reckoning Esports out there, you then put yourself in a position to contest teams like Enigma for a consistent W. That's, however, a long path, and that's a path that's worth taking if these players stick together.
So they're moving on down the line, they can do that. But as the scoreboard's gonna be pulled up, ladies and gentlemen, you can get a better picture of how the teams played out when it comes down to stats. And honestly speaking, the stats overall are pretty good. Rexy and Ezzy having a phenomenal game from both of their sides, 22 kills, 21 and 22 kills respectively. And everyone else from Metal, they just were not able to come up to par, especially Rossi, man. He had a tough time on the Jet, both on the first map and on the second. Four kills on the first and 6 kills on the second. That's not how your Jet should be playing on those rounds.
I kind of get what you're saying, but it's also about your team able to shut down your enemy's utility, right? In a
True.
professional setting like this, when you see a Jet not frag, sometimes it might be the Jet's problem. Sometimes it might just be the enemy countering the Jet way too well, and that's something that when you are in the boots of the Jet, you have very little control over.
Yeah, you need to get facilitated by your initiators for any of these aggressive pushes that you're trying to do. And in a way, I've not really seen that from Buster at all. It felt as though Buster didn't really give Rossi that opportunity to spearhead his way in towards the side that often or get some kills. That's the thing. I always told this to you before that normally it's your breach that gives you the orders and you just need to fulfill it. Turn off your brain, listen to your breach. As soon as he throws out a flash, you just gotta follow his call wholeheartedly and you're gonna be able to get this W. And I didn't see any of that. I don't think that they're at that level yet where Buster can give these proper calls to Rossi and he can capitalize on top of it.
And a look through the map, if you are just joining us for that second map, the first map, it was a breeze on Ascent. There was nothing to bind that defense together for Metal. 13-1, they just ripped apart those guys. Enigma looking ruthless on Ascent. Even it did show that gods can bleed. It did show that Enigma have a couple of places where Metal could capitalize over, but not enough. Even if it did go all the way to Split, I feel like Split's a map where rotation and team game is so vital that it would have been even harder for Metal to pull off that victory and a comeback. So if it was my concern, I feel like Ascent would have been very important proving grounds, but sometimes things don't work out, especially with this veto being that vanilla Challenger Series veto. It's nothing that Enigma are going to shy out from, right? This is their bread butter staple. So, in that sense, if the veto would have gone any different, we could have seen a difference of variation. But let's quickly head to the series MVP, ladies and gentlemen, because a lot of members from EG stepped up. You had Raw Fuel step up on map 1, you had Rexy step up in map 2, but it has to go to Raw Fuel. 37 frags, although a very, very well deserved shout out for Rexy. 22 kills in the last map, and again, you said it. The reason he was able to do it is because they allowed him not to play the KG and Antidote was allowed to take it over. So it just gave him a little more of that seeding which he could capitalize from, and he surely displayed it to us.
Yeah, that's what I meant. It's all about having that freedom of choice whenever you play that. You can play defensive, aggressive, you can play as anchor, you can play as a lurker. There's so much that you can do with that Omen that the KJ does not allow. And with that, the way that he was playing around his smoke as well on towards the seaside, not many people can do that down to perfection like Rexy can. And that's one of the main reasons why he was able to do it. He had such a phenomenal performance, but no Scott, Raw Fuel, man. 37, 24, and 9, 329 ACS. He was consistent. He was doing all the damage he possibly could. And he pretty much guaranteed 1 kill every single round, if not 2 in most occasions.
Yeah. RVK did come up clutch as well, and I feel like every member from Enigma carried their weight, right? Even Excalibur, sitting all the way in the bottom of the scoreboard, came up clutch when he needed to. A lot of key pieces of utility that he was able to dispose of, and he made the retake effort look effortless, right? He essentially made sure that the duelists, as they entered the site, know exactly what to do. The flash is perfect, and we talked so much about EG, we talked so much about the flashes. Let's quickly take a look at the bracket to have a flashback as to what was and now what could be. Lower bracket, True Rippers now gonna take on EG, and on the top, M42 are waiting for who's gonna take the L between Reckoning and Revenant. So I don't know, looking at this, just my wild guess for how the next few days are going to pan out is EG are going to win against TR, so that's EG in the LB finals. M42, they had a decent run, but I feel like Revenant Esports might take, it's actually Reckoning Esports, I feel, might go to the lower bracket, but would be able to beat out M42. So the bracket finals is going to be very interesting, where there, if the underdog upset does come real, could be the hardest upset of the tournament and maybe of 2022 so far.
You never really know. True Rippers, they're such a rambunctious group that they could easily take this win against Snake. But we have seen it in the past, man. The True Rippers, they can make even gods bleed. And in these type of situations, you can never... So for now, witnessing a pretty strong and methodical play in from every single one of these teams. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, that's all that we have for today. It was a pretty, let's say, quick best of 3, but then again, we kind of expected as well. It is Enigma, it is them playing out their matches, and they're not going to be the ones to miss it all now, are they? But for now, make sure that you don't miss out on all the links down below in the description. Check out all the deals from our sponsors, LG Ultragear monitors, ZOTAC gaming cards. If you want to get yourself a graphics card, you got to get yourself a ZOTAC one because they give the best performance out there with also really good cooling. Gotta remember that one. But for now, it's going to be your boy Aggressive with OG signing on off. And we're going to be seeing you tomorrow with a lot more action for the LG Ultragear presents the Esports Challenger Series, powered by ZOTAC Gaming. Good night and happy gaming, everyone.
let's go.